Guys, today I saw something so super flipopulous that I had to make a whole brand new word just to describe what it was. There was someone in Guardian level RTA doing serious wings with Alexandra, like picking very consistently Alexandra in their battle. So I thought, wow, this guy's a better meme lord than I am. Holy crap. So let's take a quick recap on Alexandra. See what she does before we take a look at the matches. First skill, stun, same thing as the other unicorns, right? Nature's protection, this is the same basically as Diana. I refer to it because people are familiar with Diana with her skill too, with the shield. Then other side of the moon, passive reflects 30% of the received damage back to the enemy. Think about this kind of like Joltan kind of thing, right? It's not quite like that. It's different conditions, but think about it like Joltan to wrap your head around. It's not even that hard to wrap your head around. Why am I saying that? Stuns, same thing as the other unicorns for this first skill. The second skill, Moonlight Flash, this is AoE attack, power break, and a glancing hit. So, really nice, two nice debuffs. This is great against big attack power-based DPS units. Like it's even good against like Pernas, it's even good against like Ciaras, it's good against things like that. Then we have the Soaring Wings passive, increases your attack bar by 25%. With each attack if you land a critical hit. So this is similar to Diana and Helena, except that it's closer kind of to Helena because for a couple reasons. Like, number one, Diana, you can just cycle on one unit, and you could also strip at the same time with the skill 2 because it strips. With Alexandra, you kind of need a strip in your team for her to be maximum usefulness. So she does kind of lack based on that. So she is kind of closer to you would use her in a similar situation to where you would use Helena. She doesn't defense break, but she still does gets some benefit out of increasing the attack gauge if the enemy is mostly if the enemy is stripped, if they have no buffs and there is a full team of enemies against you. That's mostly where she gets her maximum value. So anyway, I just wanted to recap a little bit about about Alexandra before we get into the match. Let's go see some matches. Let's go see how they're using her. Okay, here we go. Match 1 against a Hathor. So they pick already one pony. Well, they pick two ponies and one stripper. Two strippers. Two ponies, two strippers. Bans out the Helena and bans out the Antares. Cool. So he's got two strippers. No Helena though. It's getting stripped anyway. You know what? The glancing hit is actually really nice against Vertiheal too, if we think about it. Does he get the counter? Silence. Bomb on Hathor, because Hathor wasn't silenced. And then detonate. Okay, so Vertiheal counters. Diana couldn't really do too much. And then we get transform into human form. Moonlight Flash. Gets the glancing onto Vertiheal, but doesn't get it onto Diana. Which is unfortunate. Could have been better if they got the glancing onto Diana. So they're cycling again to at least do, but now we have the lightning horn. Does she proc? Diana got lucky that Diana didn't proc. Moonlight, so kills the Hathor. Not too bad, not too bad. And Vertiheal did not get so much out of his passive that turn because he had the glancing on. Passing time, did not get a proc on that. Defense break. Okay, so this could potentially be, needs that glancing onto Diana though. Needs the glancing. Doesn't get the glancing, so Diana can still transform to human form and start cycling. How much does Diana cycle though? And cycles it, doesn't kill though, but still cycles into, so Diana just didn't proc. Did not proc. Okay, not too shabby. So double strippers though. Double strippers and double ponies. Double stripper, double pony, and speed lead. Can still be kind of exploited, but yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, so Ganymede first pick into Tiana. Okay, so it's heavy CC. CC turn cycling CC. Do they ban the Okeanos? They ban the Tiana. Okay, so what are they going to do against the Tiana though? And then there's no leader skill. No leader skill. There's no resistance. Well, that's a good start. Gets the strip and the Ganymede seal magic. Okay, but now what's gonna happen? Resistance from Rakuni goes on to this and starts to cycle. Does the Ciara come in and get resisted? Does the Ciara get it though? Gets the stun onto Okeanos. Starts to bomb the Raccoon. A little bit of fluff damage back onto the CR from the Unicorn. Okay, so we get some glancings. It's actually pretty decent against CR because CR is going to do less damage with the bombs and also the glancing onto her. But we saw the I don't know why they picked the Raccoon this time instead of like a second stripper. So takes out the Ganymede though. Takes out the Ganymede. Does he proc? It's just and they just quit. Okay. So there we go. But half of it was that the Helena resisted first turn. So this one they have against G3 with Nephthys. I think with that Tiana first pick, they might have banned out one of the because I see. Oh, it's just pony madness, pony madness. But a lot of times I see Nephthys into Tiana, like Nephthys Tiana on the same team. So they could have banned out something that they were already planning to use. Okay, so we got the glancing and the silence onto the Iris. Iris counters. Okay, so what is he going for? Okay, goes for the. But now they have no immunity though. So that Iris counter was huge, and the provoke. Ooh, and she procced too. She procced. Diana procced. Uh-oh. And now this Helena could just solo by herself. It doesn't even need a Dark Pony there. The Helena could just solo by herself. But this is just a great. It's kind of a Cleave actually. It's kind of a tanky Cleave. More so than anything else. Do they proc? Can we see some more? That's what to do with the Alexandra. Is a Cleave. You really don't see it coming though. Like, that's a Cleave. This is a Cleave comp. This is a Cleave. This is a Cleave comp. Okay. Okay. It's a Cleave comp. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Again, someone from Barcode. Okay. And we see Ganymede, Fran, Vertiheal. It's very important to have Ganymede to reset that Vertiheal's passive. Balls. Bands out. Okay. So double strippers, double ponies, and Light Paladin. Light Paladin, you don't see. But bans out the Vertiheal. Bans out the 4-star fusion monster. That's the one that was banned. Ooh, Triton. Well, hold on. How can I get a Triton that works like that? I would really love a Triton that works like that. And then they're just cleaving. And then cleave. Boom, boom. Defense break. Turn cycling. Man, I want Elena. I thought they were going to go after the Fran, actually. And boom, 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 Cleave. You don't see it when it's two ponies. You don't see the Cleave. Yeah, there you go. You don't, like, you not expect, like, you see two ponies, and the last thing you're thinking of, like, is, like, oh, I have to protect myself against the Cleave. You're, like, more like, what are they doing? I don't understand what they're doing, but that's a Cleave comp. So what happens when the Cleave comp gets cleaved? What happens when the Cleave comp gets cleaved? Lydia in there. And they pick a... So you could even go... One of the beautiful things about this is you can even, like, stay in human form. Boom, boom. Be slow. Not take a lot of damage. Take the shields. I mean, Lydia, this is kind of like, Alexandra is kind of similar to Lydia. Like, look at all this damage. Like, Cleave, but it's not like a squishy Cleave. So it's still Cleave comp, but so tanky. So tanky, oh my goodness. I feel like the Cleaves this season have gone to the tanky realm. Wild Cure, so everyone's healed up again. Can they cycle? Can they do their nonsense and start some cycling? And they got the provokes too. They got the provokes. Oh my god, very nice. Cleave versus Cleave. Tanky enough to survive the hit from the Dark Polar Queen was one of the big things. Okay, here we go, guys. What is this comp with the Jameer Hathor and twins? Okay, Jameer Hathor twins. What is this? Well, hold on. And that's the one that was banned? They left the twins and they banned. Okay. Oh, you know what they banned? Yeah, but they left the twins in though. This is interesting. They still have, okay, so they have the provoke, soul protection, into human form. Gets the glancings. Does pretty decent damage. Pretty decent damage onto these twins though. proc the Transcendence passive, and everyone gets stunned. Oh, when brutalized by these twins, though. Oh my god, brutalized by the... Oh, the twink hole? The sink hole? I don't want to talk about the twink holes. Twink hole is a totally different skill, totally different monster. Got a little bit lucky with the Fire Lich. The Fire Lich is what won this. He really needed to proc that twink hole with the Fire Lich. Can we not show that part of the video? I do editing. I don't have to show the twink hole. Okay, here we go. What do we have? We have Tiana. It always starts with Tiana and then double pony. And that is the cornerstone of the Cleave. And then picks whatever is good against that. So they picked not even a second stripper. They picked they love this Rakuni sometimes, even instead of a second stripper. So sleeps the Alexandra, and then attack gauge reduction primarily on the Rakuni. Yep. So Rakuni was the target. And then we got another twink hole. Another twink. We have the shield. He's too scared of that Fire Lich. Does he proc into that? No, he doesn't proc into that. But he bans out the... It was going to be pony versus pony versus pony versus pony. Bans out the immunity. This is really dangerous situation for Diana, though. Sometimes I really want Diana to be in dangerous situations, though. I gotta say, sometimes I'm like really a fan of that dangerous Diana situation. I'm like, please, something kill Diana. It's always too OP. Tempting dream onto that. Okay. And then we get the AoE, attack gauge reduction. Some of these are just Antares being very, very strong this season after the buff. So he's got that... Does the Hathor have the skill 3 again? Almost proc the Diana passive. I mean, proc the Diana passive, but almost got an additional... almost got some cut in there. Ooh, and then proc the additional turn, and... doesn't get the nuke, but has the glancing hit on Diana. So Diana, even if Diana wanted to, she wouldn't be able to... I mean, she could still... you know, YOLO it and transform into human form. But Diana is so dangerous this entire match for Diana to transform into human form. So this puts it in a tough situation. Like, how do you win against... You gotta, like, hope for good RNG with Hathor. But Diana's in such a tricky situation here. It's like, hey, I summoned a Diana, but this is one of the situations where I cannot use her. Between the glancings, between the element disadvantage, between the Fire Lich procking... Fire Lich is just hanging out there. Fire Lich is like, I might get a turn one day. Delayed promise. But I mean, this is a rough situation. Was one of the uncommon situations where it's dangerous for Diana and Hathor and Vanessa and Triana. Like, puts that in a rough spot though. Really nice nice match though. Okay, we have Tiana first pick again, and instead of picking the dark pony, okay, there's the dark pony. They went with the Jean. What made them decide on the Jean instead of the dark pony as the second round of picks? I wonder. They didn't want to pick the dark pony into the. Or maybe they thought maybe the enemy might have picked the Jean out from them, and they wanted to have that opportunity to pick the Jean. So they banned out the Tiana though. But either way, they had a strip of some kind. You know, I really would love to max out my Triton. I have not maxed out my Triton. Love to max out the Triton. Onto Vanessa, of course, because Vanessa's got the revive. No matter what he hit aside from that. Would have been revived anyway, fully cleansed. So of course Vanessa first. These things do so much damage though. And then the silence provokes end silence. This is a pretty brutal comp actually. It's pretty cool. One of the things is it's susceptible to being outsped. Like outsped, CC'd, like outsped, strip, CC'd. So I guess one of the things is they have to pick Tiana first. Because otherwise, if the enemy picks Tiana first, then CCs them, like Tiana Hathor shenanigans, Tiana Hathor ignore defense things. That's one of the things that it would be susceptible to. Okay, so we see Tiana first pick as usual. Always first pick in the Tiana. into, so they have a revive comp. They have a super revive. I feel like the revive loop is not even scary against something like Helena. No leader skill though. But I mean, if you want your comp, get your comp even if there's no leader skill. The leader skill is great, but they would just prefer to have their comp instead of their comp the way they want it. But they didn't pick a second stripper here. They picked the water druid. So they had the opportunity to pick a second stripper, but they just saw that they only had one immunity that they were going into, so they just banned the immunity. But they would have been kind of in trouble if they didn't go for Rad last pick. If they went the second immunity source, they would have had some problems. So I'm not sure why they didn't go a second immunity. They got greedy. They're like, oh, I'm gonna Varad. I'm gonna control them. Uh-oh, and now they're okay. Well, maybe they got greedy, knowing that the Varad would control them. I'm glad we see some Water Druid gameplay too. This is kind of a nice secondary thing of seeing some, like, you don't see this comp too often. I mean, you never, literally never see this comp. Oh, of all things to resist, the fire unit resisted the water dragon. Welcome to Summoner's War. Of all things. Okay, so you gotta cycle. She's gotta cycle. Does she cycle? Of course she cycles. Helena's super dangerous. Helena's super dangerous to not have immunity into. Helena doing Helena things. Actually, Alexandra doing Alexandra things in a second. No attack each pushback, but a lot of debuffs. Look at all those debuffs. Firehorn onto the Vanessa. Bye-bye, Vanessa. And then this is just a secret plan passive. Gets the stun, lucky stun, and the freeze. So CC. This is kind of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Some procs though. I mean, procs would have ended that match already. Like I said, and here's the proc. Remember how I just said procs and ending the match? Can we see another Helena plock? Can we see another Helena plock? Lows. But it's still reflecting damage every time that Alexandra's taking damage though. And gets a good old violent block. And the Varad is down. And the Moonlight Flash, that'll kill the Perna. Gets the stun. And GG. Weird comps though. Like, you never see this stuff. Like, how are you gonna prepare to fight like a team that's, you're like, what are they even doing? And it's a Cleave comp, but what are they even doing? So, interesting to see someone using a team in G2 that like nobody else is using, that is working. Alright guys, end of the video. Pretty cool comp. Double pony Cleave. I like it. I like the Cleaves. Very interesting. And very interesting to see like Alexandra being used in things. And she's kind of used as a bruiser. She's used as a bruiser with Helena, the defense breaker, going, no one ever bans the defense breaker. Maybe that'd be a good thing to ban Helena. Ban the Helena. Well, they would still, then they'd be susceptible to things like the Tiana and Jean Alexandra, and have just so many comps. But anyway, still susceptible to some things. Not a G3 comp, but still it's a pretty cool comp to see in RTA. And it's one of those comps where like if you just keep doing all your wings every day with a comp similar to this, like you could still climb. You could still climb, not super fast, not like win super crazy win rate, but because like I said, it's still susceptible to things. But still an interesting comp to see, and cool that someone was able to use Alexandra in a fun comp that I like. Seal of Bagel approval, and be a better meme lord than Bagel. Alright guys, anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you as always in the next one.